Taxi operations have resumed in the Western Cape this morning following an 8-day stay away. SANTACO announced the immediate cancellation of the strike late yesterday after reaching an agreement with the Western Cape government and the City of Cape Town.
Yeah, it allows 14 days to resolve any issues relating to taxis being impounded. The strike saw roads in the city being blocked and several incidents of violence and vandalism. 5 people, including a British national, were also killed.
All right, let's continue to track the story. Take you live to Khayelitsha this morning, where we find our reporter Nasiphi. Nasiphi, good news, no doubt, for commuters this morning, but there lies now a crucial 14 days ahead insofar as the issue of impoundments.
Michelle, good news to commuters who use the taxis, including buses, and those businesses that were heavily impacted by this taxi stay away. 8 days of residents not being able to move around. The City of Cape Town also noting, or rather government yesterday in their statement indicating that the agreement that SANTACO has indeed considered that they will be engaging with government is a proposal that was put on the table to them by the City of Cape Town, including Western Cape government, last week Friday. However, yesterday SANTACO finally agreeing with government in regards to at least mapping a way forward in regards to the taxi stay away and the impoundments. And as you put it, a critical 14 days for the task team that is government, including the taxi industry, to map a way forward regarding some of the challenges that they have had over the past couple of months. But to talk to us more as to why SANTACO finally agreed to the proposal by government, I'm joined by Uneba Enge, the first deputy chairperson of SANTACO. Sir, thank you so much for your time. But government indicates that you agree this proposal was put on the table for the mother body last week Friday.
Good morning to the viewers at home. Yes, indeed, this is what we put on the table, not them putting it on the table, because what they put on the table is what we didn't agree upon. But yesterday we reached an agreement because the 3 offences that we've been crying off were the ones that we could reach off with. We agree off with, whereby we say those that are defined clearly in the NLTA are the ones that we can take, and all those that are not impoundable offences we cannot be able to agree to, and that is what we reached yesterday. But there are issues that we will then discuss in the task team, issues that they feel should warrant an impoundment. But we said it's fine, we'll discuss those in the task team. Again, about the issue of impounded vehicles, the vehicles that were impounded due to offences that are defined in the National Road Traffic Act will be released. We just need to consult the members, our members, and they are also, like from their side, particularly the mayor of Cape Town, of the city, will then submit papers in court in order to start that process.
Previously, SANTACO pulled away from this task team that it's going back to ash out the challenges or the impasses that currently is before government and SANTACO. Why then are you going back to a task team that you initially pulled away from, saying that it was not actually serving the interest of SANTACO?
That is very interesting, because for the last 5 months, these are the challenges that we put on the table, but we couldn't agree to. But yesterday, finally, we reached an agreement, although we have these outstanding issues. That was the reason why we pulled out of the task team. We are returning now to the task team because at least we have met one another halfway.
There's a few conditions here that have been put forward in regards to this peace that has been brokered between government and SANTACO. One of those is that the taxi industry notifies government 36 hours in advance if they're going to be embarking on a stay away or a strike.
That emanated from where we took an immediate decision, which of course we have apologized to our commuters. It was beyond our control, and that was perpetrated by what happened at the Cape Town station deck, whereby one of the vehicles windows were broken by the law enforcement, and one of the guys was beaten on the ground, and one of the drivers was shot at by the law enforcement. So those are the reasons why we could take an immediate decision to go on a stairway. But we will comply with the 36-hour notice.
Thank you so much, Ndaba Enge, the first Deputy Chairperson of SANTACO, just highlighting to us the fact that peace was indeed brokered between the taxi industry and government. And as you put it, Michelle, a critical 14 days for the taxi industry, City of Cape Town and provincial government in regards to navigating through some of the challenges that sit before them. One of those is the fact that their vehicles to not be impounded. But we do understand now that some sort of agreement in regards to when a vehicle, or rather the conditions when a vehicle or a minibus taxi should be impounded. Just throughout the day, we will be touching base with some commuters. Quite interesting that it's rather after 6 o'clock this morning, and just a few commuters are making their way to the Site C taxi rank, which is usually bustling at this time. However, we do hope that, a number of commuters have heard the good news that taxis are indeed on the road and are able to maneuver around the city of Cape Town without any fear, as we saw in the recent days alone, following the announcement of the taxi stairway, the disruption that was caused in a number of communities, the attacks on buses, including private vehicles and trucks.
Yeah, Nasiphi, and perhaps you can give us a sense of what's happening there behind you in Khayelitsha as commuters make their way at the taxi rank. And while you do that, give us a sense as well on scholar transport and what you've heard from that organization insofar as whether they'll go back to full service from today.
Indeed, Michelle, we'll try and show you as much as possible what is currently happening here at the Site C taxi rank. People that you see now are just the taxi drivers waiting for the commuters to arrive at this particular stop. We do know that scholar transport, including e-hailing services, will be resuming today. That follows the announcement by SANTACO that they are seizing their stairway or strike rather. And because of this, scholar transport will indeed be resuming today. And as you know, the Western Cape government indicating that over 700,000 pupils have been impacted by the stairway. And we know that according to the e-hailing services is that they will also be resuming their operations. We do understand that a number of healthcare facilities in the various communities that have been impacted by the stairway will indeed also be opening their doors today. However, we do know that there were some that were looted, and we are yet to hear from the Western Cape government, including the city responsible for healthcare services, what they're going to do in terms of recovery when it comes to the impact that the stairway has had on various sectors of society. We do also know that the City of Cape Town yesterday reaching out to non-governmental organizations to assist in providing supplies into the communities that have been impacted by the stairway. And with that being said, Michelle, community is indeed trickling to the Site C taxi rank and making their way to their various destinations. Eventually, taxis on the road, peace brokered between government and the taxi industry. However, these 14 days will be a defining moment as to whether or not government and the taxi industry will be able to or rather the taxi industry will be able to continue with their agreement, or rather the proposals that they put on the table, that they agreed upon yesterday, that they will indeed be moving forward, and hopefully peace will rather that peace is something that is on the table and putting commuters and businesses first.
Nasiphi Same, live to us there from what is still quite a dark morning in Khayelitsha as the sun is about to come up there. Taxis, I think, is the message this morning. Back on the roads from this morning.